What's happening, guys?
What's good? What's good?
Unscripted, XTRA. Here we are again.
Yep.
Now we're reverting back to the, if I can say the original Oracle. I don't know what I'm talking about anyway, but we're going back to looking at a video from See the Thing Is.
Yeah. See, the thing is, what makes a high value man?
If you go, sorry.
Do you know what's funny? I feel like I've just been hearing this term high value man so much recently. So much.
Yeah.
And we did do a video. We did do like a reaction to one of these high value man videos as well, which was very, very interesting. So I mean, it's interesting to see what the ladies have to say about what makes a high value man.
Indeed. And as said, we're speaking too much. Guess, don't worry. COVID is calming down now, so you're gonna see. That's it.
100%.
But yeah, Kevin Samuels as well. He's been talking about it. I think we did a thing with him, on him reviewing his stuff. But yeah, let's see what the girls on the pod say about this.
New York is lying. New York is disrespectful.
I commend people that move to New York and stay and make it. You survived. Like, what?
The fact that we have to survive and just live. We're just trying to live. And it's survival here. It's literally I Am Legend to the rest of the world, which is what I realized. That really is New York is. So not only do we live this way, I was telling Medina how awful dating is in New York. And she
can't be.
But
why can't it?
Why can't it?
Because it's New York. It's the
don't
concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Carrie Bradshaw.
Carrie Bradshaw is
almost
stupid
every
ass.
night.
Carrie Bradshaw. Let's talk about it.
She had amazing sex. All these experiences with all these wonderful men. Not all of them.
Most of the guys she dated were bags. They were clear. Awful. The only person that was really great that Carrie Bradshaw dated was Aiden, and she up. But everybody else was a Court. Burger, Court, Corny, get him out of here. The Russian guy, too old. She knew that was a waste of time. And then she really messed up with the baseball player. Yeah. But
it was fine.
Bro, get to the topic. You know what I mean?
We all have our whole life.
Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to
what is that? Like what, Real Housewives or something? Or what are those?
You told yourself
the modern woman and a high value man.
Oh,
and he believes that maybe the modern woman is set up to not be able to have a high value man because of the independence, because of just everything. I wanted to ask y'all, what is a high value man to y'all? When you hear him discuss a high value man, well, something that's not high value is him being in a cashmere turtleneck and the women he interviews got their bonnets on. That's not high value.
He's talking about Kevin Samuels, by the way, but
oh
yeah, you know November. Come on.
Wow. Actually, no, wait. What's wrong with a cashmere turtleneck? And
I have no idea. In fact,
what makes him not high value about that?
Yeah. Just to make sure they're talking
cashmere
about
is an expensive material.
I know.
Right now is discussing the modern woman and a high
another level.
But I wanted to know, could we have that conversation minus? I know a lot of you guys may know who this Kevin Samuels guy is. He talks to a lot of women regarding their value, their dating style, their status, maybe why they're not married. And his main thing right now is discussing the modern woman and a high value man. And he believes that maybe the modern woman is set up to not be able to have a high value man because of the independence, because of just everything. I wanted to ask y'all, what is a high value man to y'all? When you hear him discuss a high value man, well, something that's not high value is him being in a cashmere turtleneck and the women he interviews got their bonnets on. That's not high value. That's not high value. That doesn't sit well with me.
I feel like he requested. He has to request it because everyone always has this black type.
Nope.
Wait. She just wanted to get that dig in there.
No,
she just wanted to get that dig in there.
100%. She said the bonnets, that's not high value.
So this is how the whole weave is beginning. Okay, interesting.
This was part one of something, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
So they started it, basically.
They actually started it.
Makeup. He says you can't come on with makeup. This is giving me the helmet of salvation moment, and I'm not here for it. I'm turned off thoroughly by that.
You know what I mean?
I think we have to redefine value. I think we have to redefine what high value actually means, because I think women are valued differently now, and they're expected to
adhere to other standards now that were not the same. So it's like this something a saying, a meme that I kept seeing on Instagram and on Twitter for a while was Black women can't be your shield and your target. And I think that in most of the scenarios with the types of women that Kevin Samuel speaks to, it's very apparent that there is somewhat this standard, this high level of
stupid ads.
Level of excellence that these men are being held to, that women are not being held to, because women are expected to still succumb to gender roles. But if you don't want to succumb to gender roles and you want to be independent, then you don't deserve.
Then you deserve to die alone.
Yeah,
You die alone. Yeah.
So, like I said, Black women can't be your target and be your shield. We have to figure out. We have to redefine value, because I don't value my man based on how much money he makes. The value of his character will always make sure he's financially
confused. A high value man. He's referring to somebody that has a lot of money. That's what a high value man is. He's not talking about values as in morals. I think she's got it mixed up.
Well, I know Mandy Mandy asked them what they think their version is
of a high value man. I mean, there's only one definition of what a high value man is. It's to do with income. So, I think that's a high value man.
Huh?
How do you describe a high value man? Or what is a high value man?
That's definitely part of it. It's definitely part of it. But I guess, going from their point, people have their own different versions, isn't it? Depends from what angle you look at it. But anyway, yes, let's see what this is.
Stable and taken care of because of the ambition, the drive, the determination, the passion that exists in him. That's a core value thing.
Yeah,
that's not he's not a lazy man. So
and they define a lot of the conversation is always, because even, we've talked about our man has to make X amount of dollars or whatever.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. When it comes to men with money, and y'all let me know your experience, I have dealt with the 7, 8, 6-figure nigga. Like, that's my
type. But weren't they spending it on you?
Oh, actually, a lot of them were. Like from Indiana,
bills were paid, tuition was on time,
tuition was covered. Like this MacBook, thank you. This was bought for me. But
interesting.
Going to the definition of a high value man, a lot of times dealing with those men outside of their wallets. They didn't hold much value to me as far as intimacy was very far and in between. They're very selfish, I would say, in the time that they give and the time that they allow and what they want to do and how they give it to you and everything like that. I also feel like they are used to the world revolving around.
Before she thinks it, You see, this is interesting because who was it? I think it was on the roommates podcast, that they were speaking about like a high value man or whatever. And it's funny that she said that they're selfish with their time. Now again, going back to the point that they made, if you've got somebody that's a high value man, talking about to do with your income, more time, they have to put a lot of time, majority of their time, into whatever that craft or whatever it is that brings in the bread, that brings in the money. So again, if you're saying that's your type and that's the person that you want to go for, you're gonna have to accept that they cannot dedicate that whole time to you.
I agree.
I don't get it. Like, so you want them to, so where does the money come? Where do you want this money to come from?
It doesn't seem like she was complaining when she said they were spending money on her.
Exactly. Which is why, again, with a lot of this, I'm just like, okay, so anyway, let me not even comment. Let me just, before I comment.
And so their level of communication is very stale. And so in terms of a lot of those men, mind you, because of the success they've achieved, especially Black men with a certain level of money, they believe the world is at they have the power and the selection of whoever they want at any given point. And that's why we do have the relationships like the Floyds and all the athletes with the double girlfriends. Because now they feel like they've achieved such level of success and money, and now I can literally have whatever I want, whenever I want it. And so to be fair, the women that I know that actually date those high value men are unhappy and not fully fulfilled with what they want from a partner outside of maybe a lifestyle.
Well, because we're not putting enough emphasis on emotional intelligence either.
Oh.
I mean, I know a lot of successful people. I'm not even just going to say men, because I know women that suffer from it too, that are incredibly successful at their jobs, but they are emotionally very immature and not developed. They haven't figured out how to balance what their emotional needs are and figure out what those are. So ultimately, what a man that Kevin Samuels defines as a high value man, his emotional needs are limited. So he should be able to, according to what this type of format looks like for this definition of high value. According to that format, a man who makes a certain amount of money, a man who's established like that, is not necessarily keen to having the same emotional needs that, say, a woman might have.
Scream Man, is there a way you could find an excerpt or words on, oh, here we go. Pause it, and could you go through this countdown? So he's going through what a high value man is in one of his most recent videos. Literally in Atlanta, he says a high value man makes $10K a month in Atlanta. You don't need $10K a month in Atlanta.
Are they scammers?
Scammers?
Well, because here's my problem too. Specifically, he talks to black women. So I would assume you're talking about black men. The reality of black men truly even making over six figures, the percentage is so very low of those black men. As a black woman, if you want a black man that does make a certain amount of money, I've talked about it before the pod, I'll be honest, those men, then because of systemic oppression and what they view as, oh my God, I made it, goes to the exotics and goes to the white women. They may not want a black woman. So when they're making this much money, it's really up to them. That's what, like, I also don't think that's true.
That's not true.
Really
I don't get what she's saying.
What she said?
I don't get it. I don't actually understand, because isn't she the same person and all of them that are bragging that they've been with a high value man?
Yeah.
So what I don't get what point that she's actually trying to make from that. I don't get it. I don't get how this got into like what a high value. I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm confused.
Is she saying that he talks predominantly to black women. Is he saying that by the women he's talking to and his bill, Kevin Samuels' bill of a high value man, shows how most black men are? Because of what Kevin Samuels is saying?
I don't know whether she's saying that. Maybe. I'm confused. I'm confused with where she's going with a lot of the things that she was saying.
Wow, very
interesting. But if that is what she does mean, then I don't know how you can judge all high value men. I said high value men on Kevin Samuels or anybody. You know, everybody's different as well. Everyone has their own their own thing. So
I would agree in the point that, of course, like, not even just black men. There are obviously there's more today than there was before, but just men in general making six figures is not like, it's not in abundance, obviously. But
even with that saying, I don't get what point she was trying to make from that, because we are talking about the high value men, the people that do make that. So what's the relevance of bringing up the fact that there's anyway.
But I would say the emotional needs thing, I understand. Obviously, you can't, like, even in the video that, you know, everyone that we reviewed on high value men, like, the balance of, you need to understand where the time is going, but obviously you can't take, you know, the mic at the same time too. So
it's true as well. And even just thinking about it as well, like, a lot of these guys that are at the top of the profession, whether it's like even in sports or whatever, I feel like they, to an extent, they detach away, or they kind of remove themselves away from their emotions, kind of thing. Because I feel like for you to exceed and be at the top elite level of whatever profession it is, I feel like you do have to kind of let go of all restrictions. And if emotion is a restriction, I feel like some people have to let go of that. Because, so I feel like, in that sense, with that point, that she's saying that some of them are a little bit emotionally detached and like kind of unempathetic, I can understand that to an extent, actually.
Then I think in that case, I think women, well, again, we're not generalizing, but I think in that case, then women need to wake up and see that if you want a man like that, in most cases, that's how most of them are.
That's the thing, and I feel like that's the point. That I don't agree with everything Kevin Samuel says, but I feel like that's what he's saying. Yeah. So when you now say these things like, oh yeah, I need like a 7-figure guy or whatever, you need to realize that this is the reality of the person that you say that you want. Do you really want this, and can you cater to their needs? I feel like that's the point that he's trying to make from this whole kind of high value man. Okay.
I know a lot of that's true? No, I know a lot of black men that really love black women, that want to be successful, that want to be with successful black women.
But I hate they with them.
Well, I think that's why we have to redefine what value is, because you can find what airline is in
Delta.
You could find an engineer that works for Delta that lives in Atlanta that makes $120K a year, maybe more than that. You could find somebody that works for Boeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's not necessarily about the money. It's about the lifestyle. It's very different. I think we have to redefine and reconfigure how we explain what success for black people looks like. It doesn't necessarily have to be an athlete. It doesn't have to be an actor or somebody that works in Hollywood or a rapper. No, there are so many tiers and levels of wealth and riches in other aspects in other fields. Cardiology, you could find a cardiologist, but they're not going to be popping bottles with you at brunch.
Where are they at?
They're in surgery.
Exactly.
Okay, well, so they're not going to be.
I'm single.
They're not going to Bella Noche's with you. And so for women, that's why we struggle with finding what we deem as a high quality man or high value man, because we do want someone that's successful, that has his own level of establishment, that can provide to some degree. But do you the lifestyle has to match. Okay, you're not gonna find somebody. One of my best friends is married to an RN. They have they have to schedule their time because number one is COVID, so everybody's working 3-4 different jobs if you work in the medical field. Okay, so they have to schedule that stuff. But like I said, they're not the ones popping the bottles at brunch with you and your friends. They're not bringing all of your yacht in South Beach. They're not doing that.
But also, the guys are.
Well, I guess this goes to social media then, isn't it? Social media. I mean, people are aspiring for things that they see that looks attractive, but that necessarily isn't, that isn't real life in most cases.
That's true. That's facts.
That isn't real life. Like even that mixed race girl, whatever, Kim Shady, whatever her name is. Which I still to this day, I've not seen her. I haven't found out. I don't know what she does. I haven't seen her on social media somehow. When the guy, I think his name is Hafiz, asked her, so would these kind of women consider lawyers? She went,
That's the thing, because that's not. They're looking for the Instagram kind of flashy lifestyle, popping bottles at brunch. That's it. That's what they're looking for.
But then when it's like, they think the grass is greener on that side of the grass. But as Mandy said themselves, like in most cases, you'll get that experience and you see that it ain't even like that,
That's the truth.
It ain't even like, so it's probably not even the money, just the money, that people, women in this case are looking for. It's much deeper than that,
It's everything.
For real. Wow.
Wait.
Powerful.
The high value ones, the one I gotta be worried about getting caught up and going to jail. Like, how much value is in that man?
That's why
I say married. I feel like that type of you already have your wife.
But that's also why I say we have to, as women too, be very clear about what it is that we want. It's not always about the money. You want someone that's going to adhere to a lifestyle.
Can I ask you that? You're 35, Bridget. You're 32. I'm 30. Me and Medina spent all morning watching through his videos, and a lot of the women simply, when they were asked, why do you want to be married? Do you want to be married? What do you want out of a partner? A lot of them could not answer it. And I will say that is okay too. So the idea that as women, we have to know what we want, I think that the fact
you should not be dating to be in a
relationship.
As women, we have to know, do you want to be married? What do you want out of a partner? A lot of them could not answer it. And I will say that is okay too.
What? How is that okay?
I don't get
how is that okay?
That's not okay. That's actually not okay.
That's why they even find themselves in the position you're talking about.
Exactly. How can... So wait, You want somebody to pursue something that they're not sure that they should. I'm confused with that one.
That's why, like, even though Kevin Samuels, again, I don't agree with everything he says, but one of the things that he touches in video consistently that, you know, is a major key is that women don't know. Women want a certain man, but they don't know what that man wants in a woman. Yeah. So how is it okay not to know that? Even know what you want yourself.
That's just a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for failure.
Mandy strikes again. Mandy strikes again.
I can't agree with that one. I definitely can't agree with that, mate. I'm not gonna lie. That one was a bit.
Gosh.
So the idea that as women we have to know what we want, I think that the fact
you should not be dating to be in a relationship if you don't know what you want.
But sometimes you're dating to figure it out still.
Wow, some sense.
You know what I mean? I thought she was gonna be. She was gonna agree with her.
She actually said to put this episode.
Why are you dating if you don't know what you want? I don't get. Don't date. Why
just
should
for
you be
banter?
I don't get it. Like,
but that's our society today, though. It's mad. It's mad. It's actually mad. People are just doing stuff like they're just doing it just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, that's I don't know, but that's dangerous, man.
Very, very dangerous. And I think that's why people don't, you know, a lot of us don't, you know, find our purpose because we're pursuing things that society or family or people have told us is the best for us or what's good, you know. Wow, very interesting.
Wait. That's fine.
And it's ever changing.
I agree, but you should not be dating to be in a relationship if you don't have some semblance of what you want. You're wasting time at that point because what'll happen is you'll want to be with a man who knows what he wants. And if you don't fit into that as a woman, you then internalize that and take that personally and think something is wrong with either you or with him because you're not his definition of what he wants. And I'm saying,
I never thought. Wow, that's I'll give it a voice. Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
Let's hear that one more time, please.
Hear that because boy.
Let's go back to level 1.
Don't have some semblance of what you want. You're wasting time at that point because what'll happen is you'll want to be with a man who knows what he wants. And if you don't fit into that as a woman, you then internalize that and take that personally and think something is wrong with either you or with him because you're not his definition of what he wants. And I'm saying all because you don't know what you want as a woman.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is wow.
Hit it out the park.
Yeah. Straight up.
Hit it out the park.
Literally. Straight up. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
She just literally said everything that I want to say.
Unbelievable. So I'm just trying to find Kevin Samuels' comments as well.
It's the Kevin Samuels.
Okay, we'll find out after. But no, I think, wow, I've never heard so much sense from these guys. Not say they're stupid, but some of the stuff they say.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit,
a bit left, but wow. And it's crazy because you would think that that's the basics of life, like.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand that. What are you searching for? If you don't know what you want, how can you be going to search for something? What?
Or like going to uni, you don't know what you want to do.
Do you know what I mean?
After,
like what's like these are big investments. Like you can't just go in there like with no idea of what you want from it or what you're looking for.
And the way that Mandy talked some nonsense saying that it was okay. But I guess again, I'm not putting her down, but it kind of shows experiences that she's been open before to share of her past relationships even with these high value men. But the way they were both silent as well for that segment of the video kind of shows as well that wow, common sense, especially even in this, is not common.
It's not common. It's not common.
Fully not common.
It's actually not.
Scary.
It's definitely not okay to be. What did she even say? How did she word it? It's okay for you to not know what you want.
Yeah, that's okay.
And still be out here trying to pursue a relationship. I don't know about that. That's bad advice. That's bad advice.
That's so terrible. That's so terrible. Honestly, like that's the kind of advice you give to someone in like high school, secondary school, that okay, you don't need to know what you need to do now, but think about it, whatever. when you're like in a relationship, when you're dating, what the heck?
Yeah, that's whack, man. That's worse advice than my maths teacher gave to me when I was leaving secondary school. That I don't want to even bait the name out of it. This guy said, yeah. Wait. This guy said, you got me wrong, boys. He came and it's like, he was just us two in the class and he was like, oh yeah, you just have to enjoy life. Like, just get some girls, just sleep with a lot of girls, get them pregnant, just go, and just do it. I was just like, wow. Bearing in mind, I'm like, what, 15, 16 at the time. I was thinking, is this guy even okay?
I can't believe it.
Is this guy okay?
Wow.
But yeah, that's a start. That story.
If you reported him, you already lost his job.
I was okay, wow, boy.
I think we should have some. We'll probably do some story time segments.
Yeah, we should do some. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow! But yeah, they finally got to the point. It's very interesting to see the good and the bad. See literally how people are thinking today. Like,
100%.
How do I get in a relationship with someone and I don't know what I'm looking for?
That's why. And again, that's why I feel like a lot of relationships fail. Like, because people don't know themselves, number one. They don't know, don't know what each other wants. And they don't define what their relationship is and understand what both parties want from the relationship. So it'll get to a point that, okay, yeah, the physical attraction of, I don't know, this person is paying or whatever, that will start to fade away. And when you start to see the characteristics of what that person's goal is and all of that kind of stuff, if it doesn't align with yours, it's a bit, that's when you will start to see problems in everything that person does. And then the relationship fails. Guys, ignore that advice that thing gave, man. Because Mandy gave, because
Nonsense.
that one was a bit wild.
Very wild. But you know, part 2's coming because apparently Kevin Samuels did respond to this, which we'll probably bring up in the next part 2 video that we're gonna do.
I want these guys to actually link up. I want to see them
I would
together
love
in the
it.
same room.
Even if a video call.
That would be amazing. I want to see if Kevin Samuels gets round, because you know he's always composed. Just sitting back, like he doesn't. He's just there, just in the chair. I want to see if he gets it. If he engages.
It's mad because I think after this is when they brought him onto the Joe Budden podcast, and this is the same channel as well.
Yeah. Maybe something is in the works. Maybe
knowing Joe Budden as well, he's just he's a
nutcase.
He'll just mix it,
stir it,
everything.
Stir it. That guy loves it. He loves that.
But anyway,
interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts and everything. Yeah, the train keeps. How can I say? The train keeps chugging, whatever. Anyway, I'll probably cut right now.